Okay, so my name's Ashley Molstead. I am the founder of Follow Your Bliss Family, and we just ended the year as the number 2 team in, Carl said there's 350,000 coaches in the network. So out of 350,000, we're number 2. This year, we're going to go for number 1, and you guys are going to have a huge part in helping us. We're not going to talk too much about that tonight, but you'll learn as time goes on. Emily Faber was, I think, maybe my second or third coach that I ever signed. So she's a real OG, has been around for a while. I am a 7-star diamond. Ranks don't really matter, but that's what I am. And I don't know. None of this really matters. What you need to know is my name's Ashley Molstead. And I founded the Follow Your Bliss family, and Emily is one of the coaches on the team. If you want to introduce yourself, let me spotlight you real quick.
Sure. Hi, I'm Emily. Like Ashley said, I think I was her third coach. And what's really great is I signed up for the discount, and I actually said no to Ashley when she first asked me. And now it's completely changed my life from I could shout it from the rooftops because it just blows my mind that I said no and that I originally just joined this to get a discount on Shakeology. So I've been a coach for, I think, almost 4 years. And yeah, Ashley and I have some big goals this year. So we're working together closely, and we just know that y'all will help us with that. So
yes. Okay, so we're going to run you through how to set up a solid foundation in your business on this call. Hopefully there'll be some time at the end. Just want to preface it by saying this is a lot of information. We're going to throw a lot of information at you. Some of it's going to make sense. A lot of it might not. You're not expected to remember it all. But we just want to give you a good foundation, good framework on getting started, kind of where you should be spending your time. And then know that we are here to help you. So it's not like you get this call and then you don't get us anymore. We are going to mentor you through this whole thing. So you're not expected to remember anything, but we do want to help you just kind of give you some framework. So we're going to jump in. And if you have never used Zoom before, there's a little chat box that you can type questions in as we go, and we can get to those at the end. Or you can save them and you can ask them when you unmute yourself. But I'm going to hop in. So I'm going to share my screen again. All right, so like I said, you are now, even if Emily is your coach or if someone else on the team is your coach, you also, the cool thing about Beachbody is some people say, is this a pyramid scheme? I'm not going to get into that in all the ways that it isn't, but it isn't a pyramid scheme. But you do get the benefit of when you join one team, you get kind of this greater family. So if you're on Emily's team, you're also on my team. If you're on another coach's team, you're also on my team. It's kind of like this huge sisterhood. This was most of us, I think we got almost all of us that went to Summit this last year in New Orleans. Summit next year, it's a big, huge annual conference, and that is in Indianapolis in June. I don't think we touch on it here, but there is a way to earn a free ticket. So when we get to the slide about Success Club, whoever it is, whether it's Emily or I talking about that, let's just make sure we tell them about that. Okay, so what is our job as a coach? So the cool thing is, first things first, no matter what, your job is always to work on you and your health and fitness goals. So you are always going to be, no matter where you are. When I started in this business, which was in 2012 is when I joined for the discount. I, like Emily, also joined for the discount. 2013, I kind of played with it. In 2014 is when I decided to go all in and I haven't looked back since. But from the beginning until now, it's always do my workout, drink my shake, read personal development, and document and share my journey on social media. So no matter where you are at in this business, it's always take care of you first and kind of share that with other people. And your business grows around one thing: working on yourself and helping other people do the same, helping other people reach their fitness goals. And on the side, by doing that, you can help them grow this crazy, awesome business.
Okay, so this is our team page. If you're on my team, we have another team page as well. And this is like a great group if you are looking for information. So we get a lot of the same questions, which is fine. We're always there to answer them. But if you have a question, it's likely that someone else has the same question. Or what I always tell my coaches is, if you text me, you're going to get one answer. If you post it in the group, you're going to get 20 answers, and maybe even quicker than we can get back to you. So use these team pages to your advantage. Write questions if you have concerns, if you need to find out about Super Saturdays or Summit or whatever. This is where you're going to find it. And what's really great is you can search in the group. So if you have a question about Summit, you can type in Summit and everything about Summit will come up. Or you don't know how to sign up a coach. That's a great tool to use. And you can make it your favorites, which I've done for my team page, and Follow Your Bliss over here. You just click on that little wheel looking thing. I don't know. And I think mine's working. Actually, I'm like doing it's okay. And you can like make it your favorite, so it's easy to access. And then you can also like turn on notifications. I have it. Well, Ashley and I are friends on Facebook, so whenever she posts, like I get an update. Or if you want to see when I post in there, you can say, follow me and all that. But that page has obviously grown a lot since we made this slide. But, Ashley will always update the cover photos and remind you of just like the simple things you need to do to be a coach.
Okay, cool. So where should you be spending your time? I feel like when you first join, you want to know everything right away, and just show yourself some grace and some patience, because I have been doing this now for a solid 4 years, and I still learn new things all the time. Like Emily just taught me something. She teaches me things like every day at this point, because she's kicking ass right now in her business. I'm like, oh God, I had no idea. So you're not expected to know everything. And sometimes what people do is they think you have to know everything before you can share with people, and you don't. If someone asks you a question you don't know the answer, you have the team page she just referenced, and we're going to share with you some other resources, so you'll learn as you go. But there are some places that you do want to really be focusing and spending your time. And these are not necessarily in my favorite order, but I'll read them the way that they're on this page. But the first one is invite, invite, invite. I like to change that to share, connect, invite. And the reason I like to do that is because there are some teams that probably are very salesy. On our team, we're not like that at all. We're more about building relationships and starting with human-to-human connection. And so I like the sharing, which is you posting on social media and documenting your journey, connecting, which is you having conversations with people and building that relationship, and then offering the invite. But you are going to start conversations and talk to people every single day. And that's going to make you uncomfortable. It makes every new coach uncomfortable, because you have to get out and you will think to yourself, am I bothering this person? What is this person going to think? Those are normal thoughts, but you just have to get out of your own way. And all you're doing is being like a relationship expert. And sometimes invitations also don't have to be necessarily one-on-one behind the scenes. You will do those, but they can also just be you showing up on social media saying, hey, I've got this boot camp coming up. I'm doing it right now and loving it. If you want to join me, like this post or comment below or whatever, I'd love to give you more information. So that is one of the vital behaviors. It's share, connect, invite with everyone around you. Social media, face-to-face, with your posts, whatever. And there is more training on that, but just know that that's a huge part of our business. The other thing, which I just talked about, is be proof that the products work. And what that means is that you are picking a workout program and you're doing it start to finish. You're showing up every single day. And part of your share, connect, invite means you're posting, right, every single day on social media. I usually say your goal should be 3 to 5 times a day, which might sound like a lot at first. So if you're posting, once a month, to go to 5 times a day is going to be a lot. So work your way up to it. But you just want to show up every day on social media. And one of your posts every day, if you're doing several posts, should be about your workout. It should be, whether it's a selfie or a video or something, a result or something, be proof that the products work and show people what you're doing to get those results. So you're showing up every single day, doing your 30 to 50-minute workout, whatever it is, you're drinking your shake. I share my shake a few times a week usually. And because the thing is if you don't love and use our products, then you ask people to buy them, you just become a salesperson. And that's not fun. Like, it's not sexy. It takes the joy out of this job. So if you are proof that the products work and you love them and believe in them, the products sell themselves. So that, I think number 2 is more important than this number 1 in the way it's listed here. Be proof that the products work. Number 3 is do personal development. So in the same way that people think of exercise as fitness for your mind or fitness for your body, I think of personal development as fitness for your mind. And our minds are the most powerful thing that we own, more powerful than our bodies. If you're, in a workout and you feel like you can't hold it 1 second longer, it's not your legs that you have to convince you can stay in the squat. It's your mind, right? Like everything in our life is controlled up here, and we are inundated with negativity and on the outside world, but also internally. We're scared of what people are going to think of us, and we're scared that we're going to fail. And you have all these things going on in your brain. And so personal development, more than anything else, will change your business. It will change your life. You can have a little bit of success in this business. If you don't do personal development, you won't have long-term success. Eventually, you will quit if you're not doing personal development. So you will prioritize your workouts. I know that, but please try to do, and all I started with was 10 minutes a day. And I set a timer on my phone because I didn't want to do it at first, but I kept hearing all these people saying how amazing it was. And I'm coachable. I do what successful people tell me to do. So in the beginning, 10 minutes at night before I allowed myself to scroll social media was when I was in bed. And now I get in at least an hour because I do it when I listen to it now also. So you don't have to read it necessarily. You can download the podcast app. You can download Audible and listen to books on tape. But when you're getting ready in the morning for work, when you're walking the dog, when you're cleaning the house, when you're taking a shower, there's all kinds of ways to get it in. Commit to make that your New Year's resolution, and everything, then your body will fall into place. I cannot stress this enough. Personal development is huge, okay? So that is absolutely a vital behavior in this business, and it should be in life. And then the 4th thing is recognition. This one can be a little bit tricky in the beginning when you're like, well, I don't have a team, and I don't have a boot camp that I'm working with. So in the beginning, I like to think of recognition as just going in your newsfeed, and that's another way to start conversations about complimenting people. Just telling people, like, I love your sweater, or your kids are adorable, or girl, you look great, or I love, messaging someone and saying, you're so positive, I love having you in my newsfeed. So that's another way to recognize people before you have challengers or coaches or anybody that you can recognize. And then as you start getting into your boot camp, you can recognize other people you're working with. So maybe you're not coaching them, but there's people in your boot camp that are kicking ass. You can recognize them both in the private group and publicly. And as your team grows and as you start running your own boot camp, then of course you'll shout out your own challengers and your own teammates and stuff like that. But you don't have to wait until you're actually coaching people or have a team to get this recognition piece in. So those are the things that no matter what, you want to be focusing your time on every single day, every single week, whether you're day 1 or day, million in this business. These are the 4 things that are going to keep you grounded and keep your business moving forward.
Ashley, are you recording?
Am I not?
I don't know. I'm asking if you are or not.
Well, I clicked record, but is it not? Hold on.
It is. Sorry. It is. Sorry. I thought it would show me down here, but I see it. Sorry. My bad. Okay. So Success Club. I will never forget when I first became a coach, Ashley told me, if you want to be successful, you hit Success Club. And she was really new in this, when she signed me up. So for her, that was what really stuck with me forever. And I'm so glad she said it, because from then on, I was like, I have to hit Success Club every single month. And what I always tell people is get your spouse or your friends or your family on board with you. Tell them your goals, because they will hold you accountable. I'm not kidding you guys. The 5th of the month, my husband's like, how do you hit Success Club? And sometimes I want to strangle him, but other times I'm like, thank you, because I've literally done that. And it's really transformed my business. And basically, what is Success Club? It is helping 3 people a month. So it's just a point system that they give you. And so for each challenge pack that you sell, you get 2 points. And that's a BOD, subscription, 12-month BOD subscription, plus Shakeology or the Performance Line. So your goal is to get 3 people set up with that per month. And I think with Success Club, you have to get out of your own head. It is easy to find 3 people to help. Like, people out there need your help. It goes back to the inviting factor. Like, you're so afraid to invite, but I always think if like Ashley didn't have the courage to invite me to this, I would be at some 8 to 5 job and like my life would not be as amazing as it is today. So someone needs that. And if you're afraid to invite someone, they're probably afraid to reach out to you. Like, the fear is mutual. So just always remember that. And your goal is just to help 3 people. You're literally helping change someone's life. And so one challenge pack, you get 2 points. Sorry if you can hear my dogs. They can't live without me. And then if you sell a bag of Shakeology on HG, which is our auto ship, it's 2 points as well, right, Ashley? That was updated? Yes. Okay. And also to hit Success Club, which is your minimum goal per month, is you need to be on 90 PVHD, meaning you need to be a product of the product and using the product yourself, whether that is Shakeology or the Performance line, which is something new that they have added to that. And so anyways, if you help 3 people a month for the first 3 months that you're a coach, you earn a free ticket to Summit. And that's actually what really got me hooked and on the right track with Success Club. Ashley's like, Emily, you could earn a free trip. I think it was to Vegas. And I was like, fine. And so I worked my butt off and I've been to every summit since. And like I said, it's like Ashley said, it's in Indianapolis this year and it's never been there. So it's really exciting. So if you can earn that free ticket, it will not only change your business because you're doing Success Club consistently, but going to Summit is a game changer.
I was going to say something. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say about Success Club, and it's kind of timely, is if you're in the team page or you went to a Super Saturday this weekend, I'm not sure all of you did because, you're brand new, but Success Club, if you hit it every month, is also how you earn those free trips that you've seen Emily and I go on. So we're registering for our 2019 trip right now, but in 2019 in March, it's a cruise to the Bahamas. And if you hit Success Club every month, that's how you earn, and it's paid for you and a guest. So, and they have like we're going to Riviera Maya this year in Mexico, and it's a free trip. So there's all kinds of incentives with Success Club, but this is a huge, huge thing. But anyway, just wanted to mention that. If you see talk on the page, like, how do people do this? Okay, and then real quick, I just want to touch on your first, so you have a couple goals in your first like 30 days. And one of them is Success Club, so you're helping 3 people a month. And the other one is to reach your first rank, which is this one here on the left, which is Emerald. And that's you and one other coach. There is a 14-day Smart Start training, and Emily and I are going to revamp it. But there's something that kind of dives into what Emerald is and why you want to do it. But it's basically it's your first advancement. And I think it's really just you and one other coach, because if you're married or, in a long-term relationship, or you have, a mom or a sister or something like that, you want to have one business center that you can kind of control. And this is not the call to dive into why, but when I say Emily was like my third coach, I had one coach and then I signed my husband up right away. And then that got me to Emerald, and I think Emily came on right after that. So it's your first rank advancement. It's where you first start building a team, where you're a leader. And it's also where you start earning something called the team cycle bonus, where what happens now, like my paycheck now, and probably Emily's, is not as much retail as it is from our teams being successful. And that's the goal, because you want to, you guys are going to be here 10 years from now, right? And you want to be able to not be working super freaking hard. You want to be able to take a vacation and still get those paychecks. And you want that residual income. And that doesn't happen until you start building a team. So and Emerald is super easy, guys. It's you plus 2, or you really plus 1, because one of them is going to be your husband. And then the next rank after that, there is something called Ruby in between, but it's very elusive and hardly anybody gets it, because the only difference between Diamond and Ruby are having the Emerald coaches. So really the next one that you shoot for, and this is one, everyone makes a huge deal about this, but you can do Diamond in your first 90 days should be your goal, to go Diamond. And that is, you will have a team of 8 underneath you. And also on each leg, you'll have one of those 8 on each leg will be an Emerald coach as well. And we'll walk you through that, but I just wanted to plant the seed to set your goal kind of this first quarter. in 90 days, to shoot for diamond. And we do diamond retreats. We do all kinds of incentives and rewards for that. At Summit, we'll have like a diamond, a special diamond celebration thing. And it's a pretty big deal. So anyway, here's your goal every month, Success Club, but your first month for sure. And then your first goal also is Emerald. Okay. Now, how do you get there, right?
Yeah. So ignore the date on there. But you need to have a challenge group every single month. And what helps you do a challenge group every month is hitting Success Club, because you're constantly looking for people to help, and you're constantly growing your business and so on. So you'll always have people to join your challenge groups. And if you don't, if say you recruit 2 or 3 people and you're not comfortable doing it on your own, you can always ask Ashley or I, and we will let you add them to our groups, no problem. Just so you can get like the swing of things, see what it's all about. Or you probably have been, if you're in this on this call, you're in a challenge group right now, or one that's about ready to start. So yeah, challenge group is a boot camp, whatever, test group, some people call it. That's what a challenge group is. And we aim to have a challenge group kickoff about the first Monday of each month. And right now, 80 Day Obsession is the talk of the town. So a lot of the challenge groups will be those, and they'll be like 3 months long, because that's how long the program is. But it's just a great way to keep everyone in one place and keep everyone inspired. And the community is like nothing I've ever seen with anything else. Like just tons of women that have each other's back and are there to just encourage each other. And so there's a really great vibe to them. And I mean, I started my challenge groups with 3, 5, 10 people. And now I have one, my 4th year, I think this is, like 300 people. So you have to start somewhere. It's not going to happen right away. You're not going to get I love telling people this story. When I first started coaching, I put up a transformation photo and I got 30 messages. And that night, not one person bought from me. And it was the most discouraging thing in the world. And I was like, this is never going to work. But Ashley told me, she's like, keep trying, keep being consistent, keep showing up. And every single one of those 30, I think it's actually 33 people, have purchased from me since and joined me since. Some of them are even coaches. So you have to stay consistent, even if you're not getting the feedback you want right away.
Yeah. And one thing I'll just add on that is that all of you guys will get a lot of objections in the beginning. You'll be super excited, and maybe, you'll have a great transformation, and people will maybe message you like they message Emily, not buy yet. And it's only because they're watching you. Just, waiting to see if this is going to work, if you're going to stay consistent with it or whatever. So if you're getting objections and you get, people that don't buy from you right away, just know that that's super normal. And it says nothing about, obviously look at Emily, none of those people bought, and here she is, one of the top coaches in the network. It says nothing about your ability to actually be a coach, right? So just so you know. Okay, so you want to run your own challenge group every month, but we also this month are hosting a team challenge group. It's going to be the 80 Day Obsessed or 80 Day Obsession based, and we're going to have, since Emily, there's a couple of Emily and 3 other coaches on the team. We're in the official test group run by Autumn. They're going to help us with that, and then Autumn is the trainer of the 80 Day Obsession. That launches the program. We all kick off together next Monday, but we have a team challenge group, and you are allowed to put your customers in the challenge group. We do just like you to have 3 people to add to them, but and then if you have more, you probably want to run your own group, and there's outlines and stuff that will help you on what to post and stuff in the group. But we do have a team group that you can put your customers into, and that you can also participate in as well. Okay, so these are, I think, Ashley, this is an example, right? This is what I'm talking about? Yeah, okay. This is Ashley's post, obviously, guys, but we didn't have time yet. Yeah, no, it's fine. So this is obviously Ashley, but we will give you examples of what to post and what not to post, because that's a very common question when you first start out. And where I get my most engagement, I'm sure Ashley does too, is transformations. This goes back to being the product of the product. People want to see it work for you to believe it can work for them. And so instead of just throwing up an ad or a picture of the
of like the 80-day obsession, like tools or whatever, you want to really make it personal. And so Ashley shared her transformation. I think it's from the Ultimate Reset. Yes. And she's not just like in her, the section where she types, she's not just like, hey, join me 21 days. It's $200. She explains what it did for her body, not just, throwing up and trying to sell. She's digging deeper than just selling the program. And I think for me, like I get way more engagement when I share transformations of myself. Doesn't mean you have to have an amazing transformation to start this. I didn't, but, that's what's going to catch people's attention was when they see your face or see someone, a real person and real photos and not just like another ad in their newsfeed. You have to really stop their scroll. And what I really like about this post that Ashley did is she wore bright colors. Like that's something I've learned from her is I love black and white, but I was like, I have to do hot pink and teal and all that because that's what catches people's eyes. Like people are on social media all day just scrolling. Like I've seen my friends just scroll like crazy, but you really need to like stop their scroll. That's what we always say.
Yeah. So your images, not only, I didn't even think about that bright color, but yeah, like you want light. If you look at Emily's and my images, we try to have very bright, but as far as like light, colored, not super dark, and then colorful images because they are eye-catching. So I see a lot of newer coaches have really bad lighting in their posts. You don't have to have fancy lighting, but I went in front of a window, I moved my mirror and put it in front of a window so that I had, and it wasn't like a gray rainy day. I had some daylight coming in. So you don't have to have a fancy light. You just need to have good lighting. It doesn't have to, that's just on all posts, no matter what, whether it's a transformation or just like a selfie of you want to try to have pretty good lighting. Okay. This is my friend, Emily and I's friend, Leticia. And this is just to share with you when you start, you guys are going to be so excited and you're going to be rocking out the gate and you're going to think like, okay, I'm ready to rock and roll, get this business started. I'm going to help all these people. And maybe like Emily, you'll get 33 messages and none of them will pull the trigger. Or maybe you'll put posts up and you won't really get a lot of responses on it and you'll get discouraged. And I think that the discouragement comes because you compare your beginning to where Emily and I are now, where we've built these strong social media followings. But this is the power of consistency and patience, showing up every single day for, from now until forever, and knowing that like you're not going to come out and have a ton of people that are super invested in your journey and your posts and stuff like that. You're going to build that over time. So this is Leticia. She posted, this was like, I think she joined in 2013, maybe 2012, but this is June 2013. And she had 3 likes. One was her, you can see Living Fit with Leticia, and 1 comment who was a friend at the time. Okay. So that was like when she very first started. Then if you fast forward to 3 years later, April 2016, she had 195 likes and 30 comments, but that was 3 years. It took her 3 years to build that, right? So don't go into this thinking like immediately you're going to get all these people that are going to say yes, and you're going to have all this engagement on social media and everybody's going to love everything you have to say. It takes time to build that, but know that it takes time for all of us. And all you need to do to help move this business forward right now, you need to be posting consistently and you need to help 3 people a month. That's it. You don't need 195 likes and 30 comments right now. But it's going to come over time, but you just have to continue to show up every single day. And I like to think about it like if you were to, because you're opening your business right now, you are now the CEO of what could be $1 million business. And if you were to open up a franchise of like Starbucks or Dutch Brothers or something, you don't open it up and expect to just be flooded with customers if nobody knows about it yet, right? They do marketing, they do all this stuff to say, we're opening, like the building's been, you're building, people are driving by and seeing it, but you don't build a coffee shop in the middle of nowhere and then expect everybody to come. And then if people don't come, just shut down. You show up every single day, you keep sharing that you're open for business, you share all kinds of things, you get people talking, you have some people that maybe come and get your coffee, you tell them, bring your friends, whatever. So it takes time. Think about this business like any other business. It's not going to explode and boom overnight, but it will if you continue to do those vital behaviors and you do it day after day after day and show up and, look at where you could be think about where you could be 3 years from now or even 2 years from now.
Yeah, I love to add on that what you said, Ashley, because I get a lot of people that are like, "Well, I don't have as many followers as you," or like, "I don't have Instagram or whatever." Like, you guys, Ashley and I both started with 0 followers on our like pages. I started with 200 Facebook friends. I didn't even open my Instagram till November of last year. There's a secret there. And we didn't have Snapchat. And Ashley and I have talked in the past, like, we didn't have all these trainings on YouTube and all that. Like, you guys, the like world is at your fingertips. Like, there's so much opportunity, and literally social media can create like a totally different life for you, and you just have to use it. Like Gary Vee, he's a inspirational motivational speaker that I love. He says, if you're not using social media to build your business, you're wasting your time. And because like there's hundreds of thousands, millions of people on the internet, and it's a great way to like literally get free customers.
Like,
So
let's just talk about real quick your hair person. This girl, right? So Emily, I moved to Arizona, and I asked on social media, where should I get my hair done? And she writes me about Habit Salon, and I got a bunch of other people saying that too. So I went in there the other day, I made an appointment, and all she did was she started on social media. And when I went in that day, they were taking a photo. They were doing a photo shoot for Instagram. But how she started, now she has like 280,000 followers or something like that. And people fly to her. Like she's like, it's a dream of mine to go there. She's going to come visit me in a month, and she made an appointment to go there. And all this person did was start showing her result. Like, she started sharing her hair that she was doing, her braids and coloring and cuts and whatever. And she just started that on Instagram, right? Like, social media is amazing, and you can reach so many people, but you just have to, everybody starts with nobody. Everybody starts at 0. You just build over time.
yes, exactly.
Oh, this is yours. Sorry.
Okay, your first invite. Okay, 64 out of 65 people who use the method helped at least one person. Trust the process. You don't want to just like add someone and message them right away and try to sell them something. Like, that's gross, as Ashley and I like to call it. It's gross. And so you really want to work on like building relationships, and like Ashley said, compliment people, and just get to know them before you try to sell them something. But Ashley put some examples here, like some invites you can send to your family or to a friend to start there before you just go out and like add random strangers and message them.
Okay.
Do you want me to read them?
So that you guys can.
Do you want me to read them, or?
You can, yeah.
Okay, so to your family, here's an example. I just started this fitness coaching thing, super excited and also kind of nervous. Would you be willing to be my guinea pig? It's not free, but I think you would really love it. I know you wanted to work on losing this 20 pounds. If it doesn't work for you, you can get your money back, and I promise I won't be mad. And then to a friend, and a great example is, hey girl, okay, so I'm a little nervous to chat with you about this, but I thought, why not ask? I'm starting this fitness accountability group next month that I think might be really good fit for you. I know how busy your schedule is and how tough it is to fit your workouts in with 2 kids and a full-time job. This program has super short workouts and a super simple nutrition plan. Would you be interested in checking this out? So there's just like a couple examples to reach the people closest to you. And I had a coach that really killed it in the business, and she was a mom. So I know I see some moms on this call right now. And she would just reach out to her mom friends and be like, hey, I'm starting this Mommy and Me boot camp, 30-minute workouts because I know you don't have time, super easy work, like meal plan, all that. And it's just like catering to the people that she wants, of who she's like that are like her. And, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, but she would be like, do you know anyone who might be interested? And instead of putting the pressure on them right away, she would say, do you know anyone that might be interested? And they would always come back and say, yeah, actually, my friend Kelly, but I would actually be interested too. And so that she would have 2 people right there. So, just don't overthink it. Don't come off salesy. I had my friends, my mom, I think, was my first customer, and then like my mother-in-law. And like, so you just really have to just start somewhere and start small, and just don't overthink it.
Yeah. And you'll start with those closest to you. Like she said, you'll start with your closest friends and family, and you're not like going to them and saying, hey, can you buy this? Like, buy this from me, buy this from me. You're just going to them and sharing what you're doing and your excitement about it, and seeing, if they would be interested, or like Emily said, asking if they know anyone that might be. And you're starting there, but then you're doing your vital behavior. So you're reaching out and you're building your community so that you start getting more. When people message me 5 months in, like, oh, I have no one else to talk to. And I'm like, okay, well then what have you been doing? Like, have you been building your relationships? Have you been sending those messages? Have you been talking to people? Because If you don't talk to new people and start new conversations, your warm market will run out. It just will. You don't know enough people. But that's why you show up on social media, you respond back to know everybody who's commenting on your stuff, and you start conversations too. But in the first few months, your first customers are gonna be those people closest to you. They really are. Okay, just want to run through when you are having those conversations and talking to people about joining, what do? The 5-step invitation process. So it's really tempting when you start sharing, then someone might message you and say, okay, tell me what it is that you're doing, or I want to do this. It's really tempting to send them the link or the price right away. Oh, here, go buy this. Nobody really, like, I don't even know if it's ever happened, maybe, but very rare that it happens that you would send a link and someone's so already convinced that they want to do this that they're willing to pay $160. It just doesn't happen. And so if someone gives me the price objection, usually that means, okay, they just aren't convinced that it's worth it yet, because all of us have bought things that we can't afford before, every single one of us. And I don't really believe in the price objection, because I feel like every $160, yes, it's a huge investment and it is a lot for people, but it is literally the thing that could change their life. And people spend, I don't know what it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, but even just in a household, like how much people spend a year on diet plans and, pills and wraps and creams and all kinds of things. When we have a solution, it's $160 that they maybe don't need that stuff ever again, because $160 gets them a year's worth of access to all the programs that we have, basically a year of access to a gym in their home. They get you as their personal coach, plus a built-in community of friends and people that are going to support them. So that's built-in motivation right there. They get nutrition plans. They get 30 meals. They get a first bag of Shakeology. So $160 really, like, to me, it seems like a crazy, like if they doubled the price, if they told me tomorrow that it was going to be $310 for the same thing, I would think, well, fine. Like I would have no problem selling that, because I believe in it so much, and I think $160 is undervalue of what they actually get for it. And $106 is what I'm talking to you guys about. Hopefully you guys know, but because I think most of you probably bought this, but it's the year of access to Beachbody On Demand, All Access, and Shakeology. So when you're talking to people, your 5-step invitation process, think when someone says, I'm ready to do this, send me the link, they're not ready to do it. Don't send them the link. You have to ask about their goals, figure out, when someone says, I'm into this, you say, awesome, I'm so excited for you. I've been loving it. Do you have any goals you're working on right now? Right? So I usually affirm them, and then I tell them that's awesome, I'm excited. And then I give them a tiny bit of information, and then I will answer every single response I leave with a question at the end that gives them a reason to get back to me. So I'm not going to word vomit. You're going to go back and forth, back and forth. That's why it's an invitation process. That's 5 steps. So you're going to ask about their goals. You're going to be enthusiastic and genuine and excited about getting them started on this, getting them plugged into your challenge group. End each message. Now I'm going through these bullets because I was just talking on my own, but end each message with a question. And then if someone says, well, I joined the gym, but I never go, I don't have time. So then you're going to respond back with, awesome, because this is in your home. Or if someone says, well, I've just tried all the diets, I was doing Weight Watchers, but I just find the meal plans too restrictive. Perfect. Then you're going to tell them like how this can work for them. Or you're going to say, or they say, I just have so many cravings, like I'm addicted to sugar. Awesome. And you're going to talk about how Shakeology is going to fix that, right? But if you don't figure out what their needs are, you don't know how to fix their needs, and tell them that this can fix their needs. So $160, if they don't believe it's going to work for them, is not worth it. But if you can figure out what their need is, and you can say, it's $160, but I promise it's going to fix this need for you, and they have a 30-day money-back guarantee, then they're going to be more apt to invest, right? Do not, this is huge, do not be afraid of the cost. If you are unsure about $106 in that investment, even if your words act like you're confident in it, they will feel it, and nobody wants to invest $160 with someone that's unsure. You have got to believe in what it is that we are selling, which goes back to the battle behavior, be proof that the products work, and be confident about what it is that you're offering. And if you are confident about it, you can combat those money objections before they're brought up. We have scripts that are in the team pages to help you with this, but just know it's not a one and done. You're going to have conversations back and forth with people.
Okay, what not to do. I think Ashley touched on a couple of these, but it's very important. Like Ashley said, I get so many messages and I get so many people that say, okay, well, how much is it? First question they ask me. They don't even say, what is it? What do I need to do? It's how much is it? And I will say, well, it depends on the package we choose for you. So what are some of your fitness goals? I never tell them how much it is. Like even if I have 300 messages in my inbox, I don't tell them. Another tip is I leave every message I send them, I leave it with I have a question at the end. So it keeps the conversation going. And instead of just being like, it's this, and this. Well, they don't feel like they need to respond. But if you say, it feels like it's this, and this, what do you think? They feel like they have to respond. So that way you know if they're interested or if they're not, or if they have any other further questions. And really get to know them, build a relationship with them, find out about their goals, make sure they know what Beachbody On Demand is. A lot of people don't. That's my first question I ask everyone because they want to sign up for it, but they don't even know what it is. Find out how much weight they want to lose or, what their fitness, like if they're doing anything currently. Those are all questions that I ask people. And, I can't tell you how many times I've had those conversations with people and people have responded to me saying, thank you for actually wanting to get to know me and not just sending me a link. And I don't feel like I'm being sold to. And I think it was then that I was like, okay, I'm doing something right because people, this is the feedback that I'm getting. And, I wouldn't want to be sold to. You probably don't want to be sold to, so they don't want to be sold to. Like Ashley said, don't send them a link right away. You want to, I have people even ask me, hey, is there a link where I can just look at everything? And I say, actually, I would like to discuss it with you because if you got on a website and there was 50 different options, that's overwhelming. You don't know what to get. I've had some people that haven't waited for me to order, and then they end up canceling their order because for 80 Day Obsession, they didn't get their bands and sliders. They didn't know there was a package for that. So don't send them a link. It's just going to cause a lot more trouble and it's going to make people way more overwhelmed and you're going to have a lot more to fix in the long run. And don't make the conversation about you. It's about them. It's about them changing their lives. It's so easy to do. And I think that just asking those questions and really finding out who they are. I've had some people get really deep with me just because I asked them these questions. There's some people really need help. Some people are going through some really tough things and you are their God said, it's just, you could be that person that they need in their lives at that point. So make sure that you make it all about them because some people really need that.
Yeah, they don't have anyone listening to them. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple ideas here or get your wheels turning on what to post. So another common thing when you're a brand new coach, you kind of turn your social media into just a you diary. And usually what I see a lot of new coaches doing is just a sweaty selfie every day, kissing their Shakeology thing or posting results only. So it's just straight a beach body, it's just screaming beach body. And then it's a diary just about them. And it's not in the same way you don't want to make your conversations all about you. You don't want to make, obviously, look, this is me, right? I'm showing up a lot, but in my captions, I'm trying to provide value. And the way that you do that is I want you to think of 5 things that make you you that are not now that you're a Beachbody coach. And this is things change based on where you're at in your life. So, they always, whatever it is today might not be what it is 6 months from now, but, and it took some time for me to come up with things, but I am a dog lover. So you'll see my dog, you'll see Roka on my social media. Obviously that's one of Emily's thing as well. I also live a life in balance. We'll see how things go with the 80 Day Obsession, but I am all about living life and still making my health and fitness a priority. I like humor, so you'll see funny things. I post body positivity stuff, self-love soldier things, and I also really love beauty products, and I give those any sort of products that I find that I love. You can see these champagne gummy bears here. That fits my drinking and my balance, and also a product that I found that I want to share with them. This thing keeps flipping, sorry. So you want your social media to not just be about you. You want to figure out how you can serve other people. And one way that I like to think about it is, and I heard this a while ago, but like if you were in the wedding ring business and you sold wedding rings, if all you did was post on your social media just your wedding ring, wedding, all it was that, it's pretty boring. It's not going to grow. It's not really going to appeal to a lot of people. It's not interesting. But if you became a resource for all things wedding, and you shared centerpiece ideas and dresses and, you know, floral and all kinds of ideas, and then people have trusted you as a wedding resource, when you post about your wedding rings, they're going to be more likely to buy it because they already trust you as a wedding resource. So, you know, you want to become more of an expert in more things than just fitness so that people buy into you, they trust you, they know you. And then when you say, hey, I've got this group that I'm starting, they're going to be more apt to purchase from you because they trust you and they've liked the other things that you've put up already.
Yeah, to add to that, I can't tell you how many people have come to me or purchased a challenge pack because they tried a Kylie lip kit that I talked about, or that they love my dogs. I have so many coaches on my team that have huskies like I do. Like, it just cracks me up because just when I thought that, you know, my brand or my dogs or, you know, my love for makeup and hair didn't mean anything or help my business, it does way more than you know. So you have to be more than just fitness because people need to relate to you on a whole different level. Oh, a big example is actually about a year ago this week, I shared about a miscarriage that I had, like, and it went viral. And that totally changed everything. I can't tell you how many women I have come to me that have been through the same thing and they're looking for like some hope in their life. Like, and they come to me because I was open with them. Not saying you have to get that deep, but that was just something that really showed me that, like, I have to be on a whole nother level with people. I can't just share fitness all the time because no one relates to perfection. For one, they want to know that you're going through the same things that they are and that they can trust you because, you know, you've been through it as well. So, this is all about what not to post. So I kind of told you, like, at the beginning, like, let's stay away from ads. You know, what's funny is I look at one of my first posts and it's still up on my fitness page and I have one of these. So you got to start somewhere. I'm not saying that you can start here because we're telling you now, but no one wants to see this. People are going to scroll right past this. They are, you know, they want to see that the program works. They don't want to see the DVD set, and they don't want to see they want to see the prices, but you don't want them to see the prices either. So really just stay away from ads. No one wants another ad in their life. They see enough of them. Don't just post the link and say, check out my website. Absolutely not. Let's see. I said post a photo of you. Don't just post like stock photos from like the website. And follow, like, don't just, Ashley said this in the last one, but don't just post about Beachbody. Ashley told me this since the beginning. One post about Beachbody per day, every other post about something else in your life. And I'm saying, when the one post about Beachbody Day, it doesn't have to be your shake every day. Like, share your transformation or share a clip of your workout, whatever, you know, someone in your challenge group's transformation. It doesn't have to be Beachbody all the time. Yeah.
A thing that you want to ask yourself, I think, before you post is, would this stop my scroll? Like, if you were to see this in your newsfeed, and the reason, guys, I ran this call with Leticia and she put this slide together. So that's why all of these, I'm not just like picking on her. She put this slide together to be like, this is what she put out on social media. But ask yourself, like, if this were in my newsfeed, would I stop for it? And if your answer is no, that you wouldn't stop, nobody else is stopping for it either. Okay, so these are just kind of real quick to get through. How do you help someone order? So if you have someone that's ready to go right now, let me just show one way. I don't know how you do it, Emily, but you can, if you Google Fit Simple Coach links, and then you get your, and it's this top one right here, and I would bookmark it. If you put in your coach ID, and then if the customer's in the US or Canada, I guess they need to update this for the UK. All of these links then now, this blue hyperlink, if you right click and you say copy link address, all of them are going to be linked now to you. So when they go to that website, to this link to order, it's going to be tied to you as their coach. So that's one way to do it. There is something called the Coach Mobile app. There's a few different ways, and the Coach Mobile app is what I do. But as a new coach, probably the coach links is the easiest way. And if you have questions when you get to your first customers, definitely ask in the team pages. People will be glad to help. Or
do you use the new share cart at all?
I do, but we need to update that slide. So the new share cart is amazing. So we should probably, maybe I'll make a live, or maybe I'll make a video or something, and we should put that in there. But yeah, the share cart is amazing.
Okay. So a big part of this business is setting goals. At the beginning of every single month, I will write down goals in my planner, whether it's a Success Club goal. Every year I make a new income goal. I make a dream board at the beginning of every year. And I can tell you right now, if I didn't write down goals, it wouldn't happen. And it was really cool to go back to last year's dream board for me and see everything that I accomplished, because it gave me that extra push. I mean, I think it was last week, I texted Ashley, I said, help me figure out my goals for January. And she doubled what my initial goals were, which was great, because now it scares the crap out of me. And that's going to make me work really hard. So if you need help with goal setting, you can always ask us. But, it can be simple. I know for me in 2017, I really wanted to get my dream body. Guess what? 80 Day Obsession did that. Do you want to start off just paying for your shakes? That's fine too. That's how I started. I started by wanting to pay for my shakes, and then it was my car payment, and then it was our house payment, and so on. So you have to start somewhere. Some people are really motivated by money. I personally am not, but my husband is. So I still have to make those money goals, and they do motivate me, but not as much as some other things. So like I said, I started with paying for my Shakeology, which was just $100 a month. And then I was like, oh, it'd be really cool to pay for my car payment, which is $300 a month. And then our mortgage. And then, seeing all of that come together and increase every single year is just crazy. But if you have the same goal year after year, you're not really going to get out of your comfort zone, which means you're not really going to grow that much. So you challenge yourself. You kind of want your goals to scare you a little bit. And then earn 6 or 7 figures per year. You can go from literally a goal of paying for your Shakeology to earning 6 figures. I'm telling you right now, to be completely honest, I started with Shakeology my first year to be my goal, and my goal this year is to earn 6 figures. So look at where this has gotten me. I know Ashley has even different, goals than that, but you have to write them down. I write them down, like I said, in my planner, and I put it on my desk so I look at it every single day. Actually, last year, I want to say in June or July, I wrote myself a check for how much I wanted to make per week. And it's not all about money to me, but the more money I make, the more people I'm helping, right? Like I said, that's my husband's, he's motivated by that. And so it makes me work hard. And it was so cool when I reached that goal that I put on my check, and I sent it to Ashley that day that I reached it. And it was just such a good feeling. So really, don't underestimate goal setting, and make sure it's in front of you. So that way, the days that you're not motivated, you have that.
So then that's your assignment. Now, after this call, I want you guys to think about your goals, and then send them to your upline, if that's me or Emily or another coach. So how many people are going to help in January? And when it says you're going to earn what SC in January, you can just think, we just need to redo these slides, but you can just think about I want to help 3 people in January. And I would say that your goal should be 5 people a month, because in case you fall short of the goal, at least you'll still hit the 3 MD Success Clubs. If you say my goal is 3 people a month and you fall short of it, then you miss Success Club. But I would say set your goal as I'm going to help 5 people in January, 5 people in February, 5 people in March. Emerald, if I were you, you could go Emerald tomorrow if you wanted. People go usually, I've seen tons of people, they sign up and they're in Emerald within a week. So don't set that way out in the future. Set goals that do scare you. When are you going to be diamond? I would say 90 days from now should be a good goal, minimum by maybe June or something like that. But think about it, what you feel comfortable with. And if you're not interested in really skyrocketing with this business, that's okay too. Know that we are just going to match your pace. So if you want to run, we'll run with you. But if you just want to kind of walk, you want to chill, we will do that too. There's no pressure at all. We just want to make sure you're supported in whatever your goals are. So think about it, get back to your upline, so that we can help you with that.
What now? So like Ashley said at the beginning, we're putting together a brand new coach training. So that's really exciting, because you guys will get to have that like first. But reach out to your upline, whether it's me or Ashley or someone else that invited you to this call, and share with them what your goals are. Share with them, they'll share with you what to do next as far as like the coach training goes, and start inviting them, posting. Don't wait until tomorrow. If you have to do it tonight, like, because it probably scares you to do that, right? So do it right now. And oh, Ashley put another start today. And don't wait till you're done with your training. Don't wait till you have a transformation. People want to see the journey. They want to see you go through it. And so I'm telling you, you will motivate way more people if you take them on that journey with you instead of waiting till you reach that goal. Okay. Let's see.
These just real quick things that you can do. Compliment and run is kind of like your connecting, share, connect, invite. So all you do is you just send them however many, right? 10, 12 maybe, is just to compliment them, and go through the great way that I do this is go through my newsfeed, and I just like, if someone's really positive, if you think their kids are cute, if their vacation looks fun, if you like something that they're wearing, if their food looked really good, you can ask for recipe, whatever. You just get started talking to people, right? And then when you post, just thank someone for their support by sending them a message, a sincere message, and thanking them and saying, you know, I know sometimes it can be like lame to have all this stuff in your newsfeed, but I really appreciate you supporting my journey. And that's it. Like, that's what these things are. So you can do that tonight, but definitely tomorrow. I just hopped in on that, Emily, because...
No, it's fine. You're good.
Okay, now I'm going to stop sharing. I didn't see any questions in the chat, but someone raised their hand midway through. But if anyone has any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask, or you can type it in the chat, and we would be happy to answer whatever it is. Because again, this is a lot of information, can be overwhelming. If something's not clear or you just want to know a little bit more, whatever, let us know. But again, this isn't the only time that you'll get to ask us questions either. I don't see anyone typing or unmuting. So if everyone is all good and all set, do that homework assignment of figuring out what your goals are. Like, before you even stand up from this call, what are my goals for January, February, March? When do you want to be Emerald? When do you want to be Diamond? Reach out to your upline, and then maybe tonight, if you don't want to do any more work, you don't have to, but tomorrow then go do those compliment and runs, and respond back to people who've put, you know, commented things on your post. Question. Oh, shoot. Well, hopefully, you know, it was worth it, Britt. Hopefully you learned. Brittany says she forgot she had muffins in the oven and burned them. What about starting challenge groups during 80-day obsession? What does that mean? What do you mean? Like,
maybe like midway through 80-day obsession, if someone joins, what do they do with them?
Yeah, is that what you mean? So I will be starting. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you're running your own group, but I'll say what my plan is and you say what your plan is, Emily. But I'm planning on starting my group, and then I'll put the so as we do like prep week this week, I will keep track of all those posts, and I'll put it in a post and pin that post to the top. And then as people purchase, I still start like a new group every month usually. I will just say, check out the pinned post, and that will tell them like your meal plan and where to access your workouts and all of that. So I'll be on track for my 80-day, but then people can just join in whenever. But what are you doing, Emily?
I hadn't decided yet, so thank you.
Yeah.
I've actually been like,
do a new group every single month, but I'm just going to do the 80 days. And I don't usually advocate running boot camps longer than 30 days, because you guys will see if you're participating or if you've been in one already, people drop off. Like weeks 1 and 2, you have a lot of people super excited. Week 3, less people post. Week 4, less people post. And then if you run like an 80-day group, like I love that on the Super Saturday video, Autumn said, my goal is to have the same number of people at the finish line as the start line for her group. And that's a great goal. It's, you know, it probably won't happen because tons of people will bow out, but I love that idea. But if you have people that are starting, you can just get them plugged in as the months go on. And then after this, I'll probably go back to running my 30-day groups. That's what I do. When you add your spouse as a coach, what is the best option if they do not? Okay, So what I did when I signed John up, he did not drink the shakes. We didn't have a lot of options back then as far as products. Now we have a ton of products. They only need 50. So what I would say is you enroll them with I would enroll them with the challenge pack because then you get 2 Success Club points. It's $160, but you'll get the commission. I think it's like, what is that, a $50 commission? So it makes it $110 that you're actually paying. And you'll get 2 Success Club points for that. And just order either, if you don't have, you can order it as a performance pack. So, maybe if you don't have Energize or Recover, you can get that. Or if you have those already, we didn't have the performance line when I first signed up. And so what I enrolled John with was Shakeology packets. Instead of doing the bag, I did the 24 serving packets. And then I would sell those packets because sometimes people are like, I want to try it, but I don't want to buy the whole thing. So then I would sell those packets for $5 each, Shakeology. So that's what I recommend now. Now normally I would recommend you just enroll with the performance pack, and that way you get your pre and post workout. But if you have those already, then you could do the packets of Shakeology. Is that what you say to do, Emily?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
If people, Kaylin asked, am I going to do a separate boot camp for people who don't want to do the program in case they're a beginner? I will say I'm a beginner. So now I'm going all in. I mean, I've had fitness in my life for a long time, right? But I have no strength or stamina or endurance right now. I don't have hardly any core strength. I can't hold a plank. I struggle with push-ups. I feel like I'm a beginner, right? For those of you that don't know me, I had a baby a month and a half ago. So I feel like I'm a beginner. I will just share modifications, and there is a modifier in the group. But the other thing, if someone's not ready, I would say, you're welcome to hop into this group and follow whatever program you want and just use it for accountability. We're going to be doing 80-day obsession, but they still will get total, support and motivation. And maybe then they also, once they do that first beginner program, will be excited and encouraged to do their next program of the 80-day obsession, because you want to work with people all year. So that's my plan. Don't make this harder for yourself, or you're running like a bunch of different groups at a time. Just let people know they can go in there. Everyone's going to be doing this program, but I will support you and encourage you with whatever program you need to do. Emily, you want to take when you differentiate between your personal page and your business page?
Yeah. So I think Ashley will agree with me on this. In the past, it was a lot easier to grow a like page. I don't know, the algorithm has made it really hard. So we encourage you to just use your personal page and, like I said, and Instagram and Snapchat and everything. So use every social media outlet you can. And let me see what's the question. But I don't know when to create a like page, because what we're afraid of is you're not getting the followers that you want and you're going to get frustrated and quit, which on your personal page, you're going to have, you already have all the friends and family that you need. I don't know. The algorithm makes it really hard for a like page. I don't know if Ashley, if you have something.
Usually I say use your personal page because what we mentioned is you'll use your warm market, which is your friends and family, people that you're already friends with. So I use your personal page on Facebook and then set up an Instagram account and use hashtags and go comment on other people's stuff. But Instagram's much easier to find people and for people to find you than Facebook is. Also, I feel like our demographic, I'm assuming most of us are between the ages of 23 to, 55 or something. That group is probably now moving more towards Instagram. I still feel like Facebook is my biggest thing, but I see it shift now. So on my like page, I have 230,000 people on my Facebook page, and I only have, not only, but this is a lot, but in comparison, I only have 65,000 on Instagram, and I get more likes and comments now on Instagram because, one, I think my people are there, and two, Facebook doesn't show my stuff to people. So I don't advocate opening a like page on Facebook. I would say what Emily said, personal page and then Instagram.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't start my Instagram till a year ago, and it's like the biggest mistake I ever made was waiting a year. Just, I mean, 3 years to start an Instagram because, like Ashley, that's where all my business comes from for the most part. I have a ton of followers on my like page, but the engagement is almost 3 times as much on my Instagram, and there's like a quarter of the followers. So I definitely encourage you to use everything, including Instagram. You see, someone asked if we have a group they can join. Yeah, Ashley will be posting in the team pages, like once the group is created and all that, there'll be a group for you no matter what.
Kaylin asked, how do you go about getting people excited about joining when you're in the middle of 80-day obsession, like in March, and they have to wait a month or 2 to start? So never make someone wait a month or 2 to start. That's what I would say. They just have, because when people are ready to go, they will talk themselves out of it. Because everybody that you're going to talk to has tried something, like they're not coming to you never having tried a diet or something before, or never, like most people on this planet have tried something before and failed at it, and that's why they're looking for another solution. So they will talk themselves out of it thinking it's not going to work, or like, oh, it's $106, it's a lot of money. Get people ready to go when they are ready to go, and I would just set them up for success by saying, okay, we've got this group ongoing, but you can hop in whenever. So if you're ready to go now, hop in. And you could even go into that group and say, okay, guys, so-and-so, Susan is new here. Can you please help welcome her or something like that? And then she can get a warm reception to the page and get excited and not feel like she's jumping in at the end of a group or something. And then as far as on social media, how I get people excited is, and you'll see, Emily said she made this goal when she was going through the test group, but she shared her transformation every single week. And that's what I do when I'm doing a program. I get people excited about what I'm doing in the middle of it because I'm taking them through. And sometimes you're not going to see like huge changes physically, but maybe one week I had a huge non-scale victory and I felt amazing. I had great energy, or like I fit into clothes that I couldn't fit in before, or whatever. So I know that wasn't really your question, but I think it's a good thing to address as far as how do you get people excited on social media, and that is taking them on this journey with you. So they get to see your transformation in real time.
Yeah, so can I ask one more thing about that? How would you approach the conversation to, like when you're in the middle of a group and normally your conversation is about like, hey, we have this challenge group starting, do you want to join it? Do you say like, you wouldn't say, hey, we're in the middle of this challenge group, like how would you?
I would just say I have an ongoing group.
Okay.
Like that's what I've been doing for the last 90 days. So when someone reaches out, I don't have a start date anymore. So I will just say, yeah, we've got this group going on. And then, and you can just hop in, like start Monday, or it'll just be based on, I don't really talk about start dates when I have an ongoing group. And then depending on when they purchase, because you never know how long the conversation is going to take to go back and forth when they'll be ready to buy. Sometimes it's in one day, I can go back and forth, and then they're ready to go. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks. So I don't give them a start date. Just whenever they start, I'm like, awesome, super excited for you. Here's your next steps. And then I tell them, to how they're going to find their meal plan and all of that stuff. And if they don't know, like people don't know what they don't know. So they don't know that like all of these people started together and they're coming in the middle. If you don't tell them that, and then if you introduce them and say, everybody, can you please welcome so-and-so? She's, day one going to be starting with us. I've done that before and people are like, oh, welcome. We're so excited for you. You're going to love it or whatever. And they don't feel like they're coming. They only know what you tell them. So, I just feel like if you don't make it a thing, then it isn't a thing.
Okay. Totally.
That's how I feel. What do you think, Emily?
Yeah, exactly. I've always just done ongoing groups, and like you pinned it at the top so that way they can go and start. And it's a little hard right now with the transition to 80-day obsession. I'm still trying to figure out everything I'm going to do, but we're all learning. We're all new to an 80-day obsession challenge group. So just be patient and we'll figure it out together. Do you post the same things on Snap and Insta Story? I don't. I don't know if I should. I don't know if there's like I don't know if it's successful. I just don't, because I don't think about it. And I know I have a lot of the same followers, so I'm like going over and watching the same thing over and over. And I actually doesn't either.
Feel like then it, like the cool thing about Insta Story and Snap is that it's like real time stuff. It shouldn't be like, I don't know. I don't feel like it should be like super thought out and like, and if you put it on Insta Story and then you try to recreate it for Snap, I just feel so If you get overwhelmed by using both, then don't. I am overwhelmed by using both, so I've never done both. And I was like fully in on Snapchat, and now I'm deciding to see if I like IG Story. I don't like IG Story better, but I might stick with it just because it's one less platform for me to have to manage right now. But I'm not a fan of but I will say I put the same stuff up on as far as posts. I put the same stuff mostly up on Instagram as I do on Facebook. But I think the live stuff, the stories and Snapchat are different because those should just be real. I want to feel like when I'm watching someone, I want to feel like it's authentic. And if I see someone post something on Snap and then it's exact same, I'm like, okay, well, this is not genuine. This is just like regurgitated stuff. I don't know. It just doesn't feel authentic to me.
Yeah. I like going live on Facebook more than I like going live on Instagram stories. So, you'll figure it out. But definitely, like Ash said, I post the same thing on Instagram as I post on Facebook. You have different, different people watching for each platform.
It's very rare that you'll have the same person see, if they are seeing all of your stuff, then they're a super fan and they don't mind at all. They don't mind one thing, the same stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Alicia said, 80-Day Obsession is my first program. What's a good program to recommend to beginners if they're nervous about 80-Day Obsession? If they're nervous about 80-Day Obsession, for me as a coach, and I've never done this program, I would think that I needed to help them feel less nervous about 80-Day Obsession. I would have them do that still. When I first joined, and I don't know, Emily did the test group, so she might feel differently, but when I first found Beachbody, the program that I did was Insanity. And I was in a challenge group with people that were like 300 pounds doing Insanity, and there was no modifier back in old school Insanity, there, Shanti in the gym, if you guys know that, there was no modifier. It was like everybody going full out, and people just need to figure out how to, that's what I did. That's what I recommended because that's what works for me. And if 80-Day Obsession is your first program, I think it's important to recommend programs that you know and use. I've never really recommended Country Heat because I've never done it. When it came out, I wanted to, but I was having a terrible back, and I was basically like horizontal for 6 months almost. I couldn't walk or do anything, and other people loved that program, but I couldn't really advocate for it because I've never done it. And if they're nervous as a beginner about 80-Day Obsession, just say, don't even worry, girl. There's a modifier for all of it, and I will help you through it. It's supposed to be a intermediate advanced program, but anybody could do it. I feel. Emily, what do you think?
I really do. I actually get a lot of people say, can I really do it? And there's, like Ash said, there's a modifier. I really believe everyone can do it. If you look at my before picture, it was kind of obvious I wasn't doing much. I was going through a lot of my life. I was starting over. And so I did it completely starting over, half-assing my workouts for 6 months before that, not following a meal plan, and I was successful at it. So don't overthink it. And I think the worst thing you do is try. Just try it. And if you are miserable, then do something else. But I actually have not turned one person away from 80-Day Obsession because I believe where there's a will, there's a way, and you can do anything you put your mind to. So really just believe you can. I have an Android and having a hard time finding a video editing app.
Oh, I recommend getting an iPhone.
Yeah. The quality of pictures and video, I had an Android my first years of coaching. Go look at my photos. They're horrible. Not saying that yours are, but mine were. And I have I'm an iPhone person forever, but I used Viva Video when I had an Android. And now I use.
That's the one that I use on iPhone.
Yeah. I also use iMovie on iPhone now. Super easy. So, but they have it on Android because that's what I used. And Pick Play Post is a good one. That's on Android too.
Pick Play Post is the one that does you probably can do without a collage, but that's the one that you can put photo and video together, or video and video, whatever. You can make a collage with it.
Yeah.
I don't like to go that's another thing. This is kind of just maybe a preference thing, side note, but I don't like to do too crazy of collages now because I feel like it looks busy and cluttered when in the newsfeed. So keep your collages, clean. Financial question. Do we make commission on Shakeology? Yes. So anytime a customer purchases anything from you, you'll make 25% on it. If they sign up as a coach, then that, instead of making the commission on it, then you get the volume, because Shakeology is 90 volume points. You'll get that placed into your volume, and then you'll start earning that team cycle bonus that I referenced, which is the residual income it's kind of confusing, but there's more to come on that in the training. But all right, I'm going to end the call because it's, we've gone over by 15 minutes, but I'm so thankful for you guys asking all these questions. If you have more questions, definitely Team Paige or inbox us or whatever. And we will make sure that you guys are in good hands. But this is such a good time to join, you guys. It's January of the biggest year that we're ever going to have. And I'm just putting that out there now. Like, it's going to be a pretty damn good year for this team.
One of the biggest programs like ever released too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh, 80 Day Obsessed. And if you guys go all in with this, you will have your business. It will be really amazing for your business because you'll have huge changes mentally, physically, everything. Like Emily, we don't have time to talk about how her life has changed, but if you follow her, you know how much her life's changed just by doing the 80 Day Obsession. So I'm super excited for you guys. I'm excited to get to know you guys better. And thanks for spending an hour and an hour and a quarter with us. And we will talk to you guys soon. Bye.